Today the March of the Praetors continues with a fancy lad. That's right, it's Thursday, which means it's Heresy Day. It's more heresy, more Thursday? No, anyway, let's just skip over that, shall we? It's Emperor's Children. Emperor's Children, the fanciest of the fancy lads, and to be honest, I think this is one of the best Praetors they've done. I'm going to say that straight off the bat, and I'm saying that primarily because there's a lot of little nods to the 1991 Chaos Space Marine that Goodwin sculpted, and I really like it for that. This is the lad, and I think it's only fair to have a little comparison of the 1991 Chaos Space Marine, Slaanesh Chaos Space Marine, up in the top left there, so that we can see the comparisons for ourselves, because they are there, and I really like the way they've incorporated different bits of that older model into this one. I mean, straight off the bat, we can see that we've got a Noise Marine-esque kind of grilled face on the left shin plate, greave, is that what it's called? I should really just learn these different bits of the armour, shouldn't I? I try and get the names right and then I mess it up every single time. I should have a little chart on my desk that just has each bit labelled, and that way I wouldn't keep messing up the pronunciation or where things actually go. But I'm not going to do that now. Why would I do that now? Anyway, so you can see we've got the nice Noise Marine screamy Vox face grill thing on the shin there. We've also got the studded armour on the other leg, which is a nice callback to the studded leather that's wrapped around the leg on the older one. The big old grill from one of the shoulder pads is back, although it's on the opposite side, and that silver shoulder pad has got a face with a mouth open inset into it, which is really nice. The leather gloves are back, although in this specific instance it looks like you've got like actual spikes as opposed to simple studs. I suspect that no matter what, there would have always been a plume on this particular Praetor, because I mean, it's a Praetor. You gotta have a nice plume, a nice bit of helmet decoration to stand out. And while the helmet doesn't have the kind of grill face on it, the bare head does. So pretty much no matter which option you go for, you're getting a lot of nice nods to that old model, which I really like that they've done that. Also, that head is absolutely horrendous. That is horrific. The big, speaker in the face, it's cut into his nose as well. That's properly grim. I like it a lot. You can see from these alternate angles that you've got that face in the shoulder pad, which I really like. There's also another grill vent thing coming out of the skull on the power pack, which is cool. Equipped with the signature Emperor's Children close combat weapon there, which looks really nice. Overall, I just think they've done a really nice job with this. I have to admit, once again, the armour overall I really like. The helmet, it's fine. It's okay. The beaky helmet isn't my favourite helmet. It just isn't. It's fine, and I understand why people love it, and I'm not going to say you're wrong for liking it. Personally, it's just not up there for me in terms of the greats. I can't help but love the Mark III helm, and even when it comes to the Legion specific helmets, I still like the Iron Hands ones the most, because they are essentially Mark III with extra cool stuff added. The fact is that the beakies just don't do the same for me, they just aren't as appealing. But that being said, a simple head swap, and that doesn't matter. Overall, I think this is solid. It is a bit busy, there is a lot of extra decoration, there's a lot of filigree over the armour, there's a lot of extra detail, but I think you can get away with that with the Emperor's Children. They are supposed to be a cut above when it comes to ornamentation, when it comes to making their armour as beautiful as possible, and these kind of added bits of gold across the chest, across the leg, I mean, it adds a lot, but I don't think it makes it too cluttered. I think it strikes a nice balance between detail for detail's sake and something that just elevates the armour that little bit more compared to everyone else, you know? I have to admit, I'm also a sucker for a cloak that goes around a shoulder. I don't know why, I just think it's so much more rakish and so much more stylish than a bog standard come down the back cape. One that goes off the shoulder though, there's just a touch of class about that. Overall, I think this is super solid, and I have to admit a lot of it is because it is doing those little callbacks to an older model. Something that has a huge amount of personality. Like that old Slaanesh Chaos Space Marine, it might be from, 30 years ago now. Oh my god. It might be from 30 years ago now, but it still looks good, and it's still an interesting sculpt, and it still has a lot of its own personality and its own style. And to see some of that replicated across or shifted over to this new interpretation of that Legion, I just really like that there is that kind of nod to it in there. Throw on a Mark III helm with a nice plume, and you've got me. You've sold me. I'm 100% on board. The question is, what do you think? Do you like this lad? Not like it? Think it's a bit too busy? Or think it's pretty much on point for Emperor's Children? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things. Patreon, video, subscribe, all that stuff. Click it if you like, don't click it if you don't want to. And as always, there's an affiliate link in the description for Element Games, which you can use to support the channel if you would like. I leave it in your capable hands. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.